Upset! Yes, we're finally talking about it, Richie. Yes, it's time to talk about Edinboro football. Let's just not waste any time. Let's just get right into it.
Isaac Bernard found Evan Lowe in the back of the end zone with just 8 seconds to lift the Edinboro football to a 27-23 homecoming victory over number 21 IUP at Sox Harrison Stadium. IUP held a 23-20 lead, but was forced to punt from their own 43 with 1 minute and 45 seconds to play. Bernard started the drive with an 11-yard rush and ducked out to bounds to move the chains. After a pair of incompletions, Bernard scrambled for 3 yards and got out of bounds, settling a 4th and 7. After an IUP timeout, Bernard connected with Jacob Coburn for 16 yards and a first down at the IUP 37. The Scots took a 5-yard loss and were forced to spike the ball, setting up a 3rd and 15 from the IUP 42. Bernard hit Tegan Brown for 7 yards to cut the 4th down distance to 8 yards. On 4th down, Bernard hit Coburn short of the sticks, but Coburn turned up and stretched the ball across the line, gaining just enough for the first down. After 2 incompletions left, just 13 seconds left on the clock, Coburn drew a pass interference call, moving the ball to IUP 13, setting up the Bernard to Lowe game winner with just 8 seconds left on the clock. Fredo Diaz sealed the games for the Scots, intercepting Kratz Hunter on the final play of the game.
Incredible game on homecoming.
Yeah.
It's like everybody came out, everybody showed their support for the Fighting Scots, and of course, obviously the whole homecoming festivities and everything. And I can tell you right now, I felt chills going in with that last incompletion. That last series.
Yeah.
I was feeling chills, and like when I saw the ball in the air from Isaac, and I saw the coverage and everything, and I saw where Elo was, I was like, that's caught. Mm-hmm. And I looked at because like obviously everybody knows what happened against Bloomsburg. I looked at the clock, and I saw it was like 8 seconds left, and I was like, this is a win. They're gonna win this.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, now looking at the rest of the game, of course, like I said, homecoming game versus a rival. Edinboro took the opening drive of the game and marched the ball 73 yards on 11 plays, capped off by a 17-yard touchdown run by Bo Swartz to give the Scots a 7-0 lead. Of course, Bo has a lot of touchdowns for the Fighting Scots this year. The Crimson Hawks answered back with a 16-play, 75-yard drive of their own, but the Nick Andras extra point was no good, making it 7-6 Edinboro. Of course, that missed extra point at the time was very crucial, but of course later, as everybody knows, and we'll get to it in a second, they did get a 2-point conversion later. The Scots' second touchdown of the game was set up by a Toby Klein interception. Klein stepped in front of a Cars Hunter long ball and returned the ball to the IUP 5, but a pair of Scott penalties started the drive at midfield. The Scots needed just 8 plays to cash in the turnover when Bo Swartz found Jeremiah Neely for a 3-yard touchdown, extending the lead to 14-6. The Crimson Hawks scored on the ensuing drive, going 75 yards, capped off by a J.D. Younger 1-yard touchdown. The Scots took the 14-12 lead into the half. IUP took their lead of the game with a 49-yard field goal from Andras to go ahead 15-14 with 9 minutes and 56 to play in the third.
Yeah, and the Scots went 3 and out on the next possession, but Calvin Frias muffled the punt, and C.J. Balder fell on the loose ball to give Edinboro possession at the Crimson Hawk 36. The Scots cashed in on the turnover again, this time on a 2-yard Schwartz run to go back up to 20-15. IUP took the lead back with 11 minutes and 27 seconds to play when Younger scored his second touchdown of the game on a 1-yard rush, capping a 12-play, 67-yard drive. Schwartz made an impact in limited action, rushing for 19 yards and 2 touchdowns, while also going 2 for 2, passing with a touchdown. He also caught a pass for 4 yards. Bernard finished 21 of 36 for 134 yards and a touchdown. He moved into the sixth all-time in Edinboro history in passing yards. Jerry Dinkins III caught 5 passes for 30 yards, while Clayton Bison hauled in 5 passes for 26. Karen Robinson led the rushing attack with 9 carries for 32 yards.
Yes, and Fredo Diaz finished the day with 15 tackles, 7 solo to go with an interception and 4 down pass breakups. Corey Gross reached double figures in tackles with 10 stops and 1 for a loss. Hunter was 19th for 28 for 209 yards and 2 interceptions. Maurice Massey was his top target with 6 catches for 67 yards. Younger finished with the 22 carries for 66 yards and 2 scores. Garrett Cox paced the IUP defense with 13 tackles. The Scots won the turnover battle 3-0 and held the Crimson Hawks to just 30.6 yards per carry on the ground. The Scots are back in action this Saturday, with a trip to Clarion. Kickoff is slated for 12 p.m. at Memorial Stadium. Now, Richie, what do you have on Clarion?
Yeah. The Golden Eagles are coming in with a 2-4 record, last time out losing to Cal 31-27. So the Golden Eagles have struggled this year, so let's see how they can start off versus Edinboro, who is coming off of this huge win versus IUP on homecoming.
Yes, huge win. Just was awesome around campus after the Fighting Scots defeated the Crimson Hawks on homecoming. And that's all we got for today's preview. Roll Scots.